All right, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, but my husband and I have both been really sick. So we are better now. You can still hear, don't have my voice completely back, but anyway, so this video is an interpretation of the tightrope vision that I had a couple of weeks ago. Not a lot of people watched that video for some reason, so I'm going to link to it right here. I'm not going to explain the whole vision again, but it was a really cool vision, and so God did give me the interpretation. So what I realized as I was praying for the interpretation, is that this vision seemed disconnected from the first 4 visions that I made videos of, the Join Hands with Heaven series of visions that were all definitely connected. They were all 4 visions of the same event from different vantage points. And so when I was praying for the interpretation of the tightrope vision, God revealed to me that this is actually kind of like the final message, the instructions, if you will, of how to accomplish what the message was from the Join Hands with Heaven visions. So I want to start off by reading the overall message that God gave me from the Join Hands with Heaven visions, because I didn't read this. I didn't have this yet when I made my last video, which was the interpretations from those 4 visions. So this is the word that I received as a kind of like a message that sums up all of the Join Hands with Heaven visions. Revival is coming, and our call is to join hands with heaven to help bring it about. We strengthen ourselves and prepare for battle by filling ourselves with the fruit of Jesus and connecting with Jesus. We are surrounded by God's angels who are praising Jesus with us and helping us. Our commission is to go into all the earth, bringing the good news that Jesus is alive, resurrected, and reigning. The Holy Spirit fire of revival is following right behind us. It is catching up to us. The fire has already begun to burn, and it will continue to grow bigger and hotter until it engulfs the entire earth. So keep going, be encouraged, and join hands with heaven. So that was the word that I received, kind of as a summary. And so as I was praying about the tightrope vision, God showed me that, okay, so I've given you this word of what those first 4 visions meant, but how do you do that? How do you join hands with heaven? So the tightrope vision is the answer to that question. So in that vision, if you watched it, and if you haven't, I'm going to link it right there somewhere. In that vision, I was standing on a ledge. Just really quick summary of it. And there was a huge chasm in front of me, and far, far down below there was this fire, like the fires of hell. It was a very bad, scary place, very desolate. And I noticed in front of me there was a tightrope going all the way, strung across this chasm. It was very, very far away. And I'm terrified of heights, so this was a very scary vision at first. And I could see in the distance at the other side of the tightrope, there was a person, a figure standing there, and they were going like this. And at first, I'm terrified. I don't want to step out on this thing. There's no way I'm going to walk across that tightrope. But then in my spirit, I recognize that person standing over there is Jesus. And so, if Jesus is telling me to come across, I've got to do it. So I was terrified, but I found that as long as I focused on the figure of Jesus, and I did not look down, did not look around, or even at the tightrope, just look at Jesus, that I was able to start walking slowly across that tightrope. And then as I got a little bit out, the tightrope I felt a vibration, and I stopped and closed my eyes and prayed. And then when I opened my eyes, Jesus had come across the tightrope and was standing right in front of me on the tightrope, smiling at me. And when I looked up at him, he did his hands like this. And so I put my hands in his, and then immediately I felt safe. And he's just continues smiling. He doesn't look at the tightrope at all, and he just starts slowly walking backwards across the tightrope. And so I walk along with him. So I'm walking forward, matching my steps to his steps. And so he backs all the way to the end of the tightrope, to the other side. And then once we get there, I see that there's all these people waiting to pull me into safety on the other side. And so then I'm greeting all these people. It's a very wonderful, safe place and very welcoming. And I turn around and I see that Jesus has walked back out to the ledge. And now I can see that there are hundreds of tightropes from all the different ledges across this chasm. And they all are converging, coming together at this one spot where Jesus is standing on the ledge. And I see that every single tightrope has a person on it, either standing on the other side or starting to come across. And then I see Jesus, whose back is to us at this point, and he's doing this to the next person. And as we're watching him, he starts stepping out and walking to the next person. So here's the interpretation that I believe God gave me. And that is, this is the instructions. This is how we join hands with heaven and how we accomplish all of these things and help to usher in this great revival that I believe is coming. And that is to focus on Jesus. So we are all on this tightrope of life. And as long as we focus on Jesus, then he will meet us there, and he will guide us step by step across this tightrope of life. So that was the interpretation of that vision, and it applies to all of us. And so how do we do this? How do we focus on Jesus? And of course, there are several different ways we can do that. The most important thing to remember is that Jesus is a person. So we have a relationship with him. We talk to him. We spend time with him. The more time, the better, every day. Spend time in prayer, and then speaking to him, but then also listening, and then also worshiping, fellowshipping with other believers who love Jesus. And then one of the best ways to get to know Jesus better is just to get into God's love letter to us, which is the Bible. Jesus is the Word, and the Bible is the Word. So the Bible is actually Jesus in written form. And so the whole Bible, even the Old Testament, points to Jesus. The whole book is about Jesus Christ. So the more you can get into the Word, the more your eyes will be open to understand Jesus Christ and to know him better. So these are the ways that we focus on Jesus. So I do believe that there's a great revival coming. I've had all of these visions, and then just hundreds of millions probably of other people around the world are receiving the same kinds of visions and dreams and words, that the Holy Spirit is beginning to move in new, mighty ways, such as we have never seen in our lifetime before. I believe that if you remember that in my visions, where the fire had already started burning in the base of the tree, which was Jesus. I believe that is what we're seeing happening right now with the Asbury College revival. And of course, now that has started. If you're following this at all, you know that it has started to spread around to all of these different colleges in different states all around the country. And there are even places around the world where this is starting to catch hold, and the Holy Spirit fire is starting to burn, and we're starting to see revival. It is happening right now. It is happening. And then I'm involved myself in with monthly, we get together here at a college in Harrison, Arkansas. And we just had one last night, and where we invite anybody to come, and we have worship and praise and pray over people. And it was just amazing last night. So we're going to keep doing that, maybe ramp that up to twice a month. We'll just see. But I know that God is in that. The Holy Spirit is moving. So this is what we do. This is what we do when we get together, when we worship, when we worship Jesus and spread the message of Jesus. Then we are helping to usher in this great revival. So, but at the base of that, what we do, the way we accomplish that is to focus on Jesus. So that is it. This was a really short one. So have a blessed day.